Hello everyone. In this video we will be discussing basic angle facts. So let us look at the first angle fact. The first angle fact is angles on a straight line add up to 180 degrees. So angles on a straight line add up to 180 degrees. So let's look at an example. We have a straight line here and there is an angle. This is 35 degrees and we need to find the measure of the angle, which is denoted by the letter X. So as per the angle fact that we just wrote on the screen, if this is a straight line, then both the angles must add up to 180 degrees. So if one of them is 35, the other is going to be 180 minus 35. So 180 minus 35, and that is equal to 145 degrees. Let's look at another example. We have a straight line and there is an angle of 121 degrees here. So we need to find the measure of angle A here. So once again, since both the angles are on a straight line, they both must add up to 180 degrees. Therefore, 121 plus A must add up to 180 degrees. So in order to find the missing angle A, we can subtract from 180 121 and we get 59 degrees. So measure of angle A is equal to 59 degrees. In some questions, the question also asks you to write the reason. For what is the reason of your answer? Then in that case, you need to write the angle fact that you are using this equation because angles on a straight line add up to 180 degrees. Moving on to the next angle fact. Second angle fact is angles at a point add up to 360 degrees. So angles at a point add up to 360 degrees. So let's look at an example. We have a point and angles around the point. So this is a 90-degree angle. 90-degree angle is denoted by this box kind of a shape. So when we see this, we know this is 90 degree and this is 120 degrees. So we need to find the measure of this angle, which is denoted by the letter B. Now we know that angles at a point add up to 360 degrees. Therefore, in order to find the measure of the missing angle, we can subtract 90 and 120 from the total 360 degrees. So from 360 degrees, we subtract the sum of 90 plus 120, and that is 150 degrees. Therefore, B is equal to 150 degrees. Let's try one more example in this category. We have, this is the point and around this there are angles. This is indicated by this sign, so we should know what does it mean. This is indicated by the letter Z, which means we need to find this angle, and this angle is given as 110 degrees. Now in angle fact questions, when this sign is given, this box like sign, even though the number 90 is not written next to it to indicate it's 90 degrees, we must know that this is 90 degrees. So in order to find the missing angle Z, from a total of 360. Why? Because these are all angles at a point, so they add up to 360. From 360, we will subtract the sum of 90 and 110. So we have here 360 minus 90, the sum of 90 and 110, and that is 360 minus 200, which is equal to 160 degrees. Therefore, angle Z is equal to 160 degrees. Let's move on to the next category. Third one, which is angles in a right angle add up to 90 degrees. So angles in a right angle add up to 90 degrees. We just saw this in the last question. So we have a question where we have a 90-degree angle which is divided into two angles. One is denoted by the letter W and the other is denoted by 57 degrees. So since we know that this is a 90 degree, it is marked by this box kind of a shape at the corner. We know that both angles add up to 90 degrees. Therefore, to find the missing angle, we can do 90 minus 57 degrees, and that is equal to 33 degrees. Let's try one more question in this category. We have a right angle, and we know because there is this box here in the corner, which is divided into two equal angles X. We don't know the measure of either of them, but we know that they both are equal and they both add up to 90 degrees. Therefore, if we divide 90 by 2, so we can divide 90 by 2, we get the answer 45 degrees, and therefore angle X is 45 degrees, or each angle is 45 degrees. Moving on to the next angle fact. This is the fourth angle fact. Interior angles of a quadrilateral add up to 360 degrees. So this is a quadrilateral, and why this is called a quadrilateral? As it is a shape bounded by four lines, a 2D shape. So this angle is 53 degrees. This is denoted by this corner here. This is 101 degrees, and we need to find this angle, which is denoted by the letter A. Now this is a quadrilateral. Why is this a quadrilateral? Because it has 1, 2, 3 and 4 sides. So this is a shape which is called a quadrilateral bounded by 4 sides, and we know that interior angles of a quadrilateral add up to 360 degrees. Let's write the rule here. Interior angles of a quadrilateral, interior angles of a quadrilateral add up to 360 degrees. So since all the angles add up to 360 degrees, we can find one angle which is missing by adding up all the known angles, which is 101, 90 and 53, and subtracting the sum of these three angles from the total, which is 360. So let's work out. We have 360 minus the sum of 101 plus 53 plus 90. So when we work out 101 plus 53 plus 90, we get 360 minus 244, and that is equal to 116 degrees, and that is equal to measure of angle A. So that was the angle fact, that angles inside interior angles of a quadrilateral add up to 360 degrees. Let's move on to the next angle fact. Interior angles of a triangle add up to 180 degrees. So interior angles of a triangle add up to 180 degrees. So let's look at an example. We have a triangle here. This is 25 degrees. This is 80 degrees, and we need to find the measure of angle X, which is missing. Now we know that all the angles of a triangle add up to 180 degrees. So we can find the missing angle by adding up the two angles which are given and subtracting the sum from the total, which is 180 degrees. So 180 minus the sum of 25 and 80, and when we work that out, we get X is equal to 75 degrees. In triangles, we have another category where we have an isosceles triangle. What is an isosceles triangle? It has two equal sides, so the two equal sides will always be indicated by a similar sign. So here this side is equal to this side, and that is because in the question they are indicated by the same dash. Therefore this angle and this angle, which are also known as the base angles, will be equal to each other. So if this is 30 degrees, we need to find the measure of angle X. So we know that all the angles of a triangle add up to 180 degrees. So 180 minus 30 degrees will give us 150 degrees. So the sum of this angle X and this angle X is 150 degrees. Therefore, if we divide 150 by 2, 150 divided by 2, which is 75, that is the measure of angle X. X is equal to 75 degrees. Moving on to another category, which is equilateral triangle. So this is an equilateral triangle, and an equilateral triangle is a triangle which has all three sides equal. So this side, and this side are all equal, and hence all angles are equal. So we can denote them by the same letter A. So how can we find the measure of angle A? We know that all the angles add up to 180 degrees. So if we divide 180 by 3, we get 60 degrees, which is the measure of angle A. Therefore, A is equal to 60 degrees. So let's look at a few more examples on the categories that we just saw. Let's solve a question involving angles adding at a point. So here we have an angle which is 135 degrees, another angle which is 70 degrees. Now you can pause the video and find the measure of the missing angle X. Once you have worked out the answer, you can play the video to check your answer. Alright, so we have here the whole angle, which means angles at a point. Angles at a point add up to 360 degrees. Therefore, we know that the total angle is 360. From 360 degrees, we can subtract the two angles which are given, which is 135 and 70. So we can find the sum of these two and then subtract from 360 degrees. So when we add 135 and 70, we have 360 minus 205, and that gives us 155 degrees. Therefore, measure of angle X is 155 degrees. And if you are asked to write the reason, you will write angles at a point add up to 360 degrees. Let's work out another question. So we have a straight line, and on the straight line we are given three angles denoted by the same variable a. This indicates that all the three angles are equal. Now we know that angles on a straight line add up to 180 degrees. Therefore, we can find one of the angles, 180 divided by 3, and the measure of angle A is 60 degrees. Therefore, angle A is equal to 60 degrees. Let's try one more question. Here we are given a triangle, and one of the angles inside a triangle is missing. So here we have 86 degrees, 48 degrees, and this is the missing angle W. Once again, we know that interior angles of a triangle add up to 180 degrees. Therefore, we can add up the two given angles and subtract the sum from 180 degrees. So we have 180 minus 48 plus 86. So 48 plus 86 gives us 134. 180 minus 134, and therefore the answer is 46 degrees. So angle W is equal to 46 degrees. Let's try one more question on interior angles of a quadrilateral. I would highly recommend you to try this on your own. We know that interior angles of a quadrilateral add up to 360 degrees. So the given angles are 75, 130, 120 and Y. So from the total, which is 360 degrees, we can subtract the three angles, sum of the three angles, 75 plus 130 plus 120, and that leaves us with the answer 35 degrees.